Why does suffering exist? Why do pain, loss, and injustice seem to touch every life? For many, suffering feels meaningless, random, even cruel. But Scripture reveals something deeper. Behind human suffering lies a hidden spiritual war, a battle between light and darkness, truth and deception, hope and despair. And understanding this war changes how you see your trials. Here on WordWiseDiscourses, you don't just hear sermons, you gain wisdom keys that unlock deeper spiritual realities, practical truths for your daily walk, and insights that strengthen your faith and authority. Now, let's get right to it. Suffering is the one experience that unites humanity. Rich or poor, young or old, believer or skeptic, pain eventually knocks at the door of every life. It comes in many forms: sickness, betrayal, injustice, grief, loss, persecution. And yet, the Bible insists suffering is not random. It is contested ground in a larger spiritual conflict. Job's story is our first window into this reality. Job was blameless, upright, and faithful, yet his life was shattered by loss, disease, and despair. Why? Because his suffering was the battleground of a cosmic test. Satan accused Job of serving God only for blessings. God allowed Job's faith to be tested. Job's pain revealed the reality of spiritual warfare. Suffering is often the visible manifestation of an invisible struggle. Paul makes this clear in Ephesians 6:12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, authorities, powers of this dark world, and spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This means that behind every trial, there is more happening than meets the eye. The sickness that drains your body, the betrayal that breaks your heart, the injustice that wounds your soul. These are not merely human events. They are battlefields where unseen forces contend for your faith, your hope, and your allegiance. The enemy uses suffering as a weapon. He seeks to sow doubt, fear, and despair. He whispers lies. God has abandoned you. Your pain is pointless. You are alone. His goal is not merely to hurt you physically or emotionally, but to sever your trust in God. Temptation and suffering often intertwine. When pain strikes, the enemy tempts us to bitterness, rebellion, or unbelief. He wants suffering to become a doorway to sin. Think of Peter. Jesus warned him, "Satan has asked to sift you like wheat." The enemy wanted Peter's failure to become permanent despair, but Jesus prayed for him, and Peter's faith was restored. That is the enemy's strategy, to use suffering to sift, to shake, to shatter faith. Yet, God uses suffering differently. Romans 8:18 declares, "I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." Suffering becomes a refining fire. It strips away illusions, deepens dependence, and shapes character. James 1:3 reminds us, "The testing of your faith produces perseverance." God's tests are not meant to destroy, but to strengthen. Where the enemy seeks to corrupt, God seeks to purify. Consider Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly. Yet his suffering positioned him to save nations. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned for good. Every moment of suffering is contested ground. Will you yield to despair, or will you cling to faith? Will you believe the enemy's lies, or will you trust God's promises? Your tears are not wasted. Your endurance is not unnoticed. Heaven is watching, hell is resisting, and your faith is declaring whose side you belong to. Paul understood this. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, he declared, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." His suffering became the stage for God's strength. Scripture is filled with examples. Moses, slow of speech, yet chosen to confront Pharaoh. David, a shepherd boy with a sling, defeating a giant. Paul, imprisoned, beaten, shipwrecked, yet his letters, written in chains, became the foundation of Christian theology. And Jesus. The cross was the ultimate suffering, yet it was also the ultimate victory. Through his wounds, we are healed. Understanding the hidden war behind suffering changes how we respond. It teaches us discernment to recognize the enemy's lies and reject them. It teaches us faith to see trials as opportunities to trust God more deeply. It teaches us hope to anchor our souls in the promise of eternal glory. And it teaches us community to stand with others in their suffering, reminding them of the bigger picture. Suffering is not one-dimensional. It touches the body, the mind, and the spirit. Physical pain can weaken resolve. Emotional wounds can distort perception. Spiritual battles can shake faith. But when all three collide, suffering becomes overwhelming. Yet Scripture insists that God is present in every layer. He heals the body, restores the soul, and strengthens the spirit. Psalm 34:18 declares, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Perseverance is not passive endurance, it is active faith. It is choosing to trust God when everything screams otherwise. Hebrews 12:2 urges us to fix our eyes on Jesus, who endured the cross for the joy set before him. Perseverance is the weapon that defeats despair, and the victory beyond suffering is certain. Revelation 21:4 promises, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, mourning, crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. The war will end, suffering will cease, and those who endured will shine with eternal glory." So the next time suffering touches your life, remember, it is not meaningless. It is part of a greater war, and your faith is the weapon. If you want to keep discovering these hidden dimensions of faith and walk in spiritual authority daily, subscribe to WordWiseDiscourses now. Share this with someone who needs to be reminded that their pain is not pointless, it is part of a battle that ends in glory.